Ever get to meet your biological parents?
It wasn't till a little bit later that I realized it's a little bit different to be biracial and adopted, but then also into a Caucasian Mormon family, but also with 4 siblings who are also biracial but adopted. Like all of this at once just made me feel so displaced.
But you had never seen your biological parents.
Right. So I knew who my dad was, but I didn't know who my birth mom was yet.
Were you carrying kind of resentment for them because you felt like they abandoned you?
Not in an angry way,
Right.
but definitely in a sad way. Like I said, me and my mom butt heads so much growing up that it was like, who's my mom? I bet she, wouldn't be like this, or she would understand me more. And, my friends their moms were their best friends. And I never really had that. And that as a teenager was really hard. The little bit of information my adopted mom told me about my birth father was that they weren't together and it was an affair that she had had. She was married and had 2 kids with a man and then had an affair. That was all I really knew. So I had pictures of him, but I didn't have pictures of her yet. Not much longer after that, I got an Ancestry DNA email from a kit that I had taken a few years back. It was an email that just said, "Hey, my name's Donnell. I think you're my sister. I've been looking for you, and here's my number. And you don't have to reach out if you don't want to." And I texted him immediately. We got on the phone probably 20 minutes after he had texted me, and he was just like, "I have been looking for you, and I promised when I was little as a kid that I would find you again." I mean, it was a very cool experience to be able to meet someone who I was related to. And we were sending pictures back and forth of our hands and our ears. Cause I was like, "I have really small ears. Do you have really small ears?" And sending pictures of we have the same exact knees. And I was like, this is so cool to finally, after my whole life and especially being mixed, it's like, who do I look like?
Yeah, you just want to relate.
Yeah, exactly. And we realized that we were full biological siblings.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
That the guy who had sent me a bracelet that my mom had the affair with and everything, we think my birth mother must have already been pregnant with me when she had the affair and thought that he had gotten her pregnant. But actually it was her legitimate child and her full blood child to her children and her husband, and put me up for adoption and didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
And the first thing he was like, "I've got to tell our dad that you're his child," because he knew about me. She had put me up for adoption while her husband, my birth dad, was deployed. And so he didn't know